Hey Jack Squad, my YouTube family, how everybody doing? Hope all is well, and I hope you're making it happen for yourself. Listen, I know I'm a day or two late, but I'm busy. I do other stuff, right? And I work a job. But I just wanted to get on here and talk about Lamor Whitehead, a.k.a. the Bling Bishop or Bishop Bling or whatever, right? The Gucci man, the man that wore the Gucci suits all the time, right? The fake Gucci suits. That's my opinion. Anyway, so he got sentenced Monday. He got sentenced Monday, and they sentenced him to 9 years. Now, the recommendation was for 12, which was 151 months. He got 9. I don't know how many months that is, but he got 9 years, right? Which is a good amount of time to be away at 46 years old and not going to be out until you're 55. It gives him a long enough time to think about what he has done to the victims, to his family, and maybe try not to do that again, right? Now, this is the second time doing a bit in the joint, right? Now, he had the nerve. I found this out. I forgot how I found this out. He had the nerve. I think it was from Pound the Internet. He had the nerve to try to sue the victims. If that ain't a narcissist, I don't know what is, right? Not only did you not apologize, you're not remorseful, you're not repentant, but you wanted to sue your victims. You crazy, right? Now, he still was maintaining his innocence during his sentence hearing. But he did a lot of fraudulent things, and he had fraudulent paperwork through and through. This is how he got all the stuff that he got, right, to obtain the properties and everything, right? And, he pled his case. He said, Lord, not Lord, Your Honor, don't take me away from my kids. Now, I don't know if he is that invested in his kids. I don't know. I can't say. Don't look like it, but, it was said that his mom was there, not the wife, and some of his church members, right? The lady that he took the $90,000 from, Miss Pauline, right? She read an impact statement, and so did somebody named Rashid. I want to say that's her son. I'm not sure who that is, right? But at any rate, everybody said what they had to say. Bishop, I can't keep calling him Bishop. Lamor Whitehead said what he had to say, and he begged for the mercy of the court, right? Please don't send me to prison. The conditions is horrible, right? Listen, when you doing wrong, you got to be prepared for what's going to happen when you get caught. I just don't understand that. Like, I've heard dudes say this when I was younger, especially. I do this, but I know if I get caught, this is going to happen. They're prepared for the what if. I don't understand these new wave dudes who are not prepared for the what if. If you was doing all of that, that at some point it was going to stop. At some point it was going to stop. And I think that he killed himself, right, with that fake robbery and then the press conference. Like, we didn't need to have a press conference. You put the spotlight on yourself. Now, maybe they was looking at you anyway, but you definitely put the spotlight on yourself, sir. You did that. You did that. And I think that's the universe have its way of correcting itself. I always say that. The universe will correct itself, right? So you told on yourself. Even though they probably was looking at you, was going to come get you anyway, but you made it just easier. Said, okay, let me go and get this joker right now. Since he's doing all this. Let me go. You might have spared yourself some time to straighten things out. But no, right? The fact that you took that lady's retirement money, it's just, you got to pay for that. You got to pay for that. Like I said before, you got to go to jail, and you may go to hell for that, right? And you gave the lady $5,000, so you took 90, you gave her 5. Gave her 5 and thought that was going to pacify her, I guess, right? And it said, they said when she was reading her victim impact statement, she was near in tears, and so was Rashid. Like, you really affected those people in a negative way. Somebody done worked hard all their life and saved up their coins, and you took it? Nigga. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay for that. You should, matter of fact, while you sitting in there, Lamar, write her a letter and be sincere. Wait a minute, because you ain't sincere right now. Sit in there for a while, and then when you repenting and you asking God for forgiveness, write Miss Pauline a letter and tell her how sorry you is and what you're going to try to do. Now, what I hope is when they sell this property, even though it was ill-gotten with fraudulent papers, I hope from the sale of that property, and I don't know because he got it fraudulently, and however he got it, whatever institutions he got that money from, they're going to want all their money. But I hope somebody has some grace and mercy and give Miss Pauline her $85,000. I hope that. That's what I hope, right? Now, as far as his family, what he did regarding his grandmama, when grandmama passed, and you bullied so you can officiate and, and do the arrangements the way you wanted to do them, and your uncle and your aunts and your cousins were not there to grieve their grandmother and mother, it's a different place. It's a different place in hell for you right there with that move, right? That's a whole different place. That ain't legally wrong, but it was definitely morally wrong. You should not have done that to your family. That's why they wasn't there. You had your few little church members that still believed in you, that you had brainwashed, but as long as you've been a bishop, right? Because, it's church folks like that. They believe in their pastor. And not my pastor. Don't talk about my pastor. So they believed in you, and hopefully they'll keep believing in you, and maybe you'll turn your life around, and maybe you'll help somebody while you're sitting up in the penitentiary, right? Maybe you'll really become a man of God. Try that, right? Because you can play with us, you can play with them, but who you can't play with is God. I would never play with the Lord. Never. Like, you got to be a special kind of crazy, a special kind of demented individual to think you can play with God and get away with it. You're going to make your life live in hell, and they're going to whoop your butt for that, too. You're going to get whooped for that. You're going to get whooped for that, right? Whether it be mentally, physically, spiritually, you're going to get whooped for that, what you did. Yes, you are. All them wrongs. To scam and scheme, but to continue to do that for your own benefit, and then he got to talking about what all he done did in the community. And maybe he has done some wonderful things in the community and wonderful things for the kids, and gave away turkeys and gave away food and this and that and that and that. And a lot of times people think when they do that, it balances out the wrong they did. No, it does not. Wrong is wrong, right? So, he got 9 years. He should be glad that he didn't, for all that playing in the Fed's face, he should be glad that they didn't give him that 12 that was recommended. But, some of the things that he was attempting to take or took, he didn't get all of the money for, so that decreased his time because he didn't actually get all that money. What everything was worth, he didn't get it. I think they said it was $1 million, something like that. I don't know, not 30 million, 20 million, whatever it was, right? So that decreased his time, that decreased his time. But that's a long time. That's a big chunk of your life in the prime of your life. 40s is the prime. That's a big chunk. That's a big chunk out your life. But it's long enough for you to sit there and figure out what you're going to do when you get out and who you're going to be, and ask God to forgive you and put you on the right track. There's plenty enough time to do that. Plenty enough time to do that. A lot of times when you do wrong, if you just apologize and be humble and try to correct it, you can come out on the other side. The problem is people don't be trying to be remorseful. He didn't say, I was watching Pound of Intellect, I don't believe he ever said I'm sorry to the victims. I don't believe he ever said, sorry, Your Honor. All that paperwork that he showed was under seal. He wasn't supposed to do that. And the fact that he had a Patreon, you was going to get money from showing your business, right? Now, if it wasn't illegal, that'd have been fine to do, right? But it was illegal, and you knew that. So you just playing in everybody's face all the time. You just wasn't going to stop. You've been convicted, and you still going to play in the people's face. You've already been convicted, and you still going to play with the people, the very same people that can give you your time away. That was so stupid. That was so stupid, right? He was complaining about the conditions. Please don't send me. Please, 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 Your Honor, sir. Don't send me there. But you got to go, sir. You did too wrong. Go sit down somewhere. At some point, it's just like, shit, I'm tired. Go sit down. You know what I'm saying? When I watch a lot of these shows, First 48 and some of these other shows, Dateline and stuff, when they finally get caught, them people be tired. A lot of times they just put their head down on the desk. They say that's a clear sign of guilt. They tired, they just ready to go. I'm tired. But he's a different kind of individual. I do believe that he's a narcissist of the big kind, right? And so he has no empathy. He has no remorse. He has no apology to give. Not they're incapable of that. If y'all been following me, I know I talk about narcissism all the time because I was with one for over a decade. And to watch the behaviors, and not know, I just knew something was off, right? Then when I get out of the relationship, I realized what he was, and it all made sense, right? They have no empathy. You can cry, you can die right in front of them. They ain't got no empathy. They don't have that. And if they apologize, it's not meaningful. It is not meaningful at all. They don't mean it. They're incapable of that. So you got the 9 years. Good luck to you, buddy. Hope you come out on the other side all right. And that's that on that, right? That's that on that. You know, one down and so many more to go. Because you just can't go around taking people's stuff. You can't make your living off of somebody else's back. You just can't do that, right? And you know, you get away with it once or twice, but to just continuously do that, you can't do that. And then to stand up in front of people and act like you was God, or God, you know, you was cool with the Lord like that. But I knew when I seen that a little bit, the church he was in, and see, first of all, the Gucci suits got on my nerves. I don't know how anybody was coming to see you and you look like that. I'm not coming to see somebody and give somebody some money that's doing way, way, way better than me, right? So you were preying. You were a predator. You was preying on them people, right? That was dead wrong. And in the name of the Lord. You got to pay for that, sir. God gonna handle that part. That part of the punishment, God gonna handle, right? Because you took from them people, you riding up in whatever kind of fancy car you had, fancy clothes you got on, fancy house you're living on. I'm telling you, I knew something was off with him. I had never heard of him before till that incident with the robbery, the fake robbery. But he said, come on, y'all, we're gonna go see my prayer closet. So I I have a prayer closet in my house. I got a prayer space, I said, oh, let's see the prayer closet. Come on now, let me see. Child went in there. It was nothing but clothes. He was showing off all his clothes, all his jewels, all his shoes, all of this, all of that. He didn't say, well, this is where I sit. This is where my Bible is. This is where my prayer cloth is. This is where the prayer oil at. Whatever people believe in, right? He didn't show any of that. I said, oh, there's something wrong with him. Something's wrong with him, right? Something is wrong with him. He is so full of himself, he wanted everybody to see that. And he said, this is my prayer closet, and continued to show all the suits, all of this, all of that, all of that. Not, this is my special chair that I sit in. This is my Bible that I use. None of that. So you right where you're supposed to be, sir. I don't know if the time is too short or too long. That ain't for me to decide. But I know you right where you're supposed to be. So anyway, y'all, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. All of my information is down in the description box. And join me for my live tonight at 8. Bye-bye.